Hi, I'm Rashonda Tate Billingsley with your weekly Defender NewsWrap, where we bring you the biggest news stories from the Black community.
Almost everyone in one Fifth Ward community knows someone who has died of cancer in the last 2 decades, and many of them think contamination from a nearby railroad is to blame. Yet they haven't been able to get any help until now. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee is fighting to get a cancer cluster study on toxic chemicals and contamination in the area. At issue is a cancer-causing material used to treat the wooden railroad. Over the decades, the material sank into the ground and contaminated the air as well. Let's hope this study will bring some much-needed answers. Students at Madison High School aren't the only ones now required to follow a dress code. The school has announced a new requirement for parents. Principal Carlotta Otley Brown issued the new guidelines, which prevent anyone from entering the building or even being on school premises wearing a satin cap or a bonnet on their head. The dress code states that shower caps of any kind are not allowed and hair rollers will no longer be permitted. The guidelines were put in place after a news report on a mother earlier this month who wasn't initially able to enroll her daughter because of what she was wearing. The move has garnered nationwide attention, with the majority of people applauding the policy. Now that former Vice President Joe Biden is officially in the race, he's heading to a group of voters that he needs to win the nomination: Black women. And he scored a major coup in making that happen with the hire of Simone Sanders. You may remember her as the diehard press secretary for Bernie Sanders in the last election. Well, this time she's rolling with Biden. President Obama gave his support to his former vice president as well, though he's not endorsing any of the 20 Democratic candidates just yet. One person not ready to throw her support behind Biden, Anita Hill. Biden called her to apologize for not supporting her during the Clarence Thomas hearings. Hill wouldn't go into details about the call, but did say his apology wasn't enough. She would only be satisfied when she saw real change. This is going to be a long election season, y'all. Congrats to Prairie View President Dr. Ruth J. Simmons and the Honorable Judge Mark Carter, who were recently honored at the African Americans Mayors Association Legacy Awards Dinner. Simmons received the President's Award for Excellence in Education, and Carter received the President's Award for Community Service. Make sure you pick up this week's Defender and check out our financial edition. We look at money management to get your financial house in order. Find ways to save money at any age. We give insight into stocks and bonds and provide millennials with solutions to common money problems, plus much, much more. And if you're looking for something to do this weekend, NFL player Brandon Marshall will be discussing mental health awareness at the Meningers 2019 Signature Luncheon. On Saturday, May 4th, at the Houston Food Bank, Comcast will host the 18th annual Comcast Cares Day of Service. Later that day, the Delta Sigma Theta Houston Alumni Chapter will host Delta Authors on Tour at the Houston Public Library from 3 to 6. On Sunday, May 5th, the Citywide Beautician and Barbers Association will host their 75th annual Scholarship Luncheon. Check out these events, and if you have some community events you'd like us to share, send it to us at news@defendermediagroup.com.
It's a wrap. Make sure you're following us at Defender Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And join us here next week for all your Defender highlights.